Before you buy another pack of meat, another bottle of cooking vodka, or another jar of bright yellow spices, you need to watch this. Because some of the foods entering Britain right now look perfectly normal on supermarket shelves. Yet behind the label lies a reality most families would never imagine. Products sold as fresh British or premium have been linked to rotten meat reprocessing, counterfeit alcohol containing industrial solvents, and imported spices contaminated with toxic dyes banned worldwide. And here is the contradiction that should make every older adult pay attention. Many of these items are cheap, familiar, and easy to buy. They sit in fridges, cupboards, and corner shops across the country. Yet multiple investigations from UK food authorities reveal that dangerous illegal foods are slipping into the supply chain more often than anyone realized. In the next sections, we will break down the 20 illegal foods currently flooding Britain, some found in ordinary shops, others circulating in underground markets you may not even know exist. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which products to avoid, what signs to look for, and how to keep your family safe from hidden risks that are far more common than they appear. Food crime is not new, but the scale and complexity of what Britain is facing today is unlike anything seen in the past decade. Since 2022, UK border officers and the National Food Crime Unit have reported a sharp rise in illegal meat imports, counterfeit alcohol, contaminated spices, and unregulated health products. These are not isolated incidents. They are part of a growing underground market that thrives on gaps in regulation, overwhelmed inspection systems, and the simple fact that most consumers trust what they see on store shelves. For older adults, this issue is especially important. A product that might cause mild stomach discomfort in a young person can trigger severe dehydration infection or organ complications in someone over 60. Aging bodies process toxins more slowly. Immune responses are weaker, and many seniors live with conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, or kidney problems, all of which increase vulnerability when exposed to contaminated food. Brexit has also changed the landscape. The UK no longer follows the EU's strict border rules, and enforcement resources have struggled to keep pace with rising smuggling attempts. In 2024 alone, more than 2,600 border incidents involved illegal animal products. Smugglers are exploiting traveler allowances, relaxed checks, and the public's desire for cheaper food amid the cost of living crisis. Marketing also plays a silent role. Many products look trustworthy because they carry familiar labels, bright colors, or claims like farm fresh, authentic, or traditional. But packaging can be misleading. Some of the most dangerous items discovered in recent years were sold in ordinary corner shops, ethnic markets, and even mainstream supermarkets. Laboratory tests and official reports confirm the risks. Spices dyed with industrial chemicals, meats carrying viruses harmful to livestock, alcohol strengthened with toxic solvents, and imported delicacies capable of carrying Ebola-related pathogens. Understanding how these illegal foods reach the shelves and why consumers, especially seniors, are at highest risk is the foundation of this investigation. In the next section, we break down each category one by one, showing exactly how these products enter the country, why they are dangerous, and how to recognize them before it's too late. The first illegal product appears in familiar foods such as sandwiches, ready meals, and supermarket pork trays. It is trusted because consumers assume British meat is properly regulated. But investigators uncovered a major processing facility where spoiled pork trimmings were mixed with fresh cuts and washed in salt water to disguise the smell. Former employees described moldy meat being reprocessed for years. Laboratory tests confirmed bacterial contamination capable of causing severe illness, especially in older adults who cannot fight infection as effectively. Clean labels and polished packaging gave the product an appearance of quality, misleading thousands of customers each week. This was not a one-off mistake. It was a long-running system failure hidden behind everyday branding. Another dangerous product is counterfeit vodka disguised as a popular budget brand. While the bottle looks genuine, chemical analysis revealed the presence of isopropanol, an industrial solvent used in antifreeze. Even small amounts can cause vomiting, dizziness, blindness, or organ failure. Criminal groups exploit cost of living pressures, offering cheap alcohol that appears legitimate but lacks duty stamps or has irregular caps. Older adults metabolize alcohol more slowly, increasing toxicity. The illusion of a familiar label leads many to trust what is in reality a hazardous chemical mixture. A third illegal item is turmeric adulterated with lead chromate and industrial yellow pigment. Unscrupulous suppliers add the chemical to make low-grade turmeric appear vibrant. Tests by UK authorities found batches containing dangerously high levels of lead. Chronic exposure can damage the kidneys, weaken bones, and impair cognitive function, risks that are significantly higher for seniors. These powders often come in very cheap, unbranded packets with vague country of origin information. This lack of traceability allows contaminated spices to circulate widely. Consumers drawn to low prices unknowingly expose their families to heavy metals. Another threat comes from chili powders contaminated with Sudan wine, a bright red industrial dye banned in food because of its cancer risk. UK laboratories detected this dye in imported chili and curry powders, prompting multiple recalls between 2022 and 2023. Sudan dyes persist in the body and can accumulate over time, posing long-term danger to older adults with slower detoxification systems. Vendors use the dye to enhance color and make spices look fresher. The bright red appearance misleads shoppers into believing they are buying quality. Purchasing from reputable brands is the only reliable protection. Some travelers bring dried caterpillars and palm grubs into the UK without permits. While these foods are traditional in certain cultures, they are often transported without proper drying hygiene or pest control. Border officers repeatedly find insects carrying mold parasites or invading crop pests. Older adults are particularly vulnerable to infections caused by improperly processed insect products because many of these items appear handmade, or authentic consumers may underestimate their risk. Without certification or inspection, these foods pose serious biosecurity and health hazards. Inspectors have also discovered banned pork products from China sold in local ethnic shops. In one London operation, over 300 kilograms of meat tested positive for African swine fever virus. While the virus does not infect humans, contaminated pork can devastate British farms and lead to supply shortages. Illegally imported meats typically arrive hidden in bin bags or unmarked boxes, bypassing refrigeration and documentation. Older shoppers may trust familiar stores without realizing some products were never legally allowed into the country. Border agents recorded more than 2,600 incidents involving illegal animal products in 2024, seizing 235 tons of unregulated pork, chicken, and sausages. Smugglers target the UK because enforcement gaps allow van loads of meat to slip through. These products may come from regions with widespread avian flu or African swine fever. Packed in personal luggage or disguised as gifts, the items appear harmless but can carry viruses capable of triggering nationwide outbreaks. Once resold in informal markets, consumers have no idea the meat was smuggled and unsafe. Illegal chicken imports represent another growing threat. Poultry from high-risk countries enters the UK through travelers and smuggling networks. Without refrigeration, bacteria like Campylobacter and Salmonella multiply rapidly. Older adults face high risks of dehydration, blood infection, and hospitalization after consuming contaminated chicken. Sellers often promote these items as cheap local chicken, masking their illegal origins. Choosing only properly labeled poultry is essential for safety. Investigators have repeatedly seized mystery meat sold in street markets and restaurants without any traceability. In one London crackdown, some samples tested positive for African swine fever. The meat was stored in cardboard boxes and plastic bags with no temperature control. Vendors used familiar cuts and shapes to make the product appear legitimate. For seniors with weaker immune systems, consuming such products can result in severe illness. Another widespread issue is black market meat sold out of car trunks and temporary stalls. These products are transported without refrigeration, often in garbage bags. Without temperature control, bacteria such as Listeria E. coli and Salmonella thrive. Older adults are particularly vulnerable to these infections, which can become life-threatening. Sellers rely on vague terms like fresh farm meat, masking unsafe handling practices. Any meat sold outside regulated shops should be avoided completely. Although shark fin imports are banned in the UK, smuggled fins still appear in underground restaurants. These products are often hidden in legitimate seafood shipments. Shark fins may contain high mercury levels, posing health risks for older adults. The trade persists because sellers disguise fins as dried seafood. Consumers may unknowingly support illegal activities that endanger both human health and marine life. Another illegal item is the West African delicacy known as smoky sheep, or goat carcasses burned with the fleece still attached. This process is banned because burning the skin introduces bacteria deep into the meat. Raids have uncovered heaps of scorched heads and unwrapped meat stored in unsafe warehouses. For seniors, infections from contaminated smokies can be severe. The traditional appearance of the product can mislead buyers into believing it is natural and safe. Smoked monkeys hidden in luggage represent one of the most extreme food crimes. These imports come from regions where Ebola, monkeypox, and other dangerous viruses circulate. There is no safe way to test or sanitize such products. Even handling them poses risk. Older adults with compromised immunity would be especially vulnerable to any exposure. Smugglers char the meat to disguise smell and appearance, allowing it to slip past casual inspection. Some shipments also contain bushrats bats and dried caterpillars that are infested with maggots. One European hub was estimated to receive nearly 4 tons per month. These products can carry unknown pathogens. Their rustic packaging creates an illusion of authenticity, but none undergo proper safety testing. Introducing these items into homes puts older adults at significant risk. Border forces have even intercepted pangolin parts and large sharks folded into luggage. These wildlife products are smuggled for cultural or supposed medicinal reasons. Beyond legal concerns, they pose biological hazards. Wrapped in foil or plastic, they may look preserved but are often contaminated. Seniors consuming such items face serious health consequences. Illegal deer poaching is also increasing. Poachers chase wild deer at night and butcher them in field sheds or household bathtubs. The meat is then sold door to door in plain plastic bags. Without veterinary inspection, venison may contain parasites or harmful bacteria. Many older adults trust these sellers, believing the meat is fresh from the countryside, unaware of the unsanitary preparation. Shellfish, illegally harvested from polluted coastal areas, pose severe risks. Oysters and mussels taken from sewage-contaminated waters can carry norovirus E. coli and toxins at levels far exceeding legal limits. Older adults are vulnerable to dehydration and severe infection. Criminal groups shuck shellfish directly on beaches and sell them to markets and restaurants, giving customers no indication of their dangerous origins. Investigators also uncovered unlicensed slaughterhouses across the UK processing condemned meat. Some facilities lacked water refrigeration or sanitary equipment. Workers processed animal byproducts officially labeled unfit for human consumption. Sellers marketed the meat as local farm supply, misleading buyers. For seniors, consuming such contaminated products can have serious health consequences. Another threat comes from herbal slimming pills purchased online. Many contain sibutramine, banned in 2010 because it increases the risk of heart attack and stroke. Tests show these pills often include additional stimulants or undisclosed chemicals. Older adults with heart conditions face particularly high risk. Manufacturers use natural-looking labels to hide the danger. The most dangerous item circulating today is DNP, a chemical once used in explosives. Sold online as a weight loss pill, it causes the body to overheat from the inside. Several people in the UK have died after taking only a few capsules. For seniors, the risk is almost immediate and severe. Sellers exploit vulnerable consumers by marketing DNP as a guaranteed fat burner, hiding the fact that it is effectively a poison. Among all the illegal foods entering Britain, the most alarming threat comes from unregulated meat carrying infectious animal diseases products that appear perfectly normal, yet bypass every safety standard designed to protect the public. While many cases in this investigation are serious, the illegal meat trade stands out for its scale, its secrecy, and its potential to destabilize both public health and the national food supply. In late 2024 and early 2025, the Food Standards Agency's intelligence teams uncovered coordinated smuggling operations, bringing pork and poultry from regions experiencing widespread African swine fever and avian influenza. Some shipments were discovered in suitcases, others arrived in vans labeled as personal goods. In London, a covert operation revealed meat stored in cardboard boxes and plastic bags with laboratory tests confirming the presence of ASF virus. Although ASF does not infect humans, contaminated meat can trigger catastrophic outbreaks in British livestock, the kind that once cost European nations billions. Even more concerning, investigators found these meats entering small restaurants' market stalls and online food networks. Older adults who often rely on local butchers or culturally familiar shops can become unintentional victims. The products look fresh, the prices seem attractive, and the sellers appear trustworthy. But without inspection, storage controls, or traceability, these items represent one of the greatest hidden risks in the UK food chain. This is not merely a black market issue, it is a national food safety crisis quietly building in the background. And unless consumers know what to look for, unsafe meat can easily and silently reach their dinner table. Understanding the risks is only the first step. To protect yourself and your family, especially older adults who are more vulnerable to infections, toxins, and mislabeled products, it is essential to apply practical, everyday precautions. These guidelines are simple, but they dramatically reduce the chance of bringing unsafe foods into your home. Start with labels. Safe products always include a clear country of origin, a batch or lot number, and readable expiry information. Avoid anything with missing stamps, blurry printing, or claims that sound vague, such as farm-style, traditional recipe, or mixed origins. When buying imported spices, choose brands with established reputations. Extremely cheap turmeric or chili powder is often a warning sign, as these products are sometimes adulterated with industrial dyes or pigments. For meat, the most important rule is traceability. Legitimate meat should be sold from refrigerated units properly packaged and sourced from registered suppliers. Never buy meat sold from car trunks, temporary market stalls, or social media groups. If the seller cannot produce invoices or inspection records, the safest option is to walk away. Older adults should also avoid meats with inconsistent coloring, unusual odors, or excessive moisture inside the packaging. When purchasing alcohol, check the cap seal, duty stamp, and brand markings. Counterfeit vodka often has irregular labels or a chemical smell. If a price seems too low compared to supermarkets, it is safer not to buy it. For dried or culturally specific foods, always look for official import documentation. Products wrapped in plastic bags, foil, or unmarked packaging should be avoided entirely, regardless of how familiar they may appear. By choosing trusted retailers, reading labels carefully, and avoiding suspiciously cheap or unregulated items, you can significantly reduce the risk of exposing your household, especially elderly family members, to harmful or illegal foods. This investigation reveals how illegal, contaminated, and unregulated foods continue to enter Britain through shops, markets, and underground networks. While many of these products look ordinary, their hidden risks, from toxic dyes to dangerous bacteria and smuggled meat, pose real threats to older adults and families across the country. Protecting your household begins with awareness, choosing trusted brands, reading labels, avoiding unusually cheap products, and staying alert to foods that lack proper documentation. The responsibility of safety should rest on the entire food system, but informed consumers play a crucial role. By staying cautious and questioning anything that seems suspicious, you help shield your family from hazards that too often remain unseen. Which of these hidden food risks surprised you the most, and have you ever encountered a product that seemed suspicious or unsafe? Your experience can help others stay alert. If you want clearer guidance, ongoing investigations, and practical safety tips to protect your household, consider subscribing. You never miss future reports designed specifically to support older adults and families. Thank you for watching, and thank you for taking the time to safeguard your health and the well-being of those you care about.